Hello, fabulous Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of May 2014 Love Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. So the first thing I sort of want you to do as you start listening to this is circle on your calendar the date, May 24th. And there are several things that are taking place for you this month where it comes to love, but really it's the days right around the 24th that you want to document because you will be returning to some of the themes that come up for you at that time, right at the very beginning of July. And I will be here to talk about it at that time, and at that time I will remind you to watch this May video again. What I'm seeing for you this month is really a couple of things that really stand out to me. One is the fact that Mercury is going to enter your sign. Now, Mercury is your ruling planet. As I've said before, your ruling planet is your representation in the sky. And wherever your ruling planet goes, so do you. So there's this focus immediately on yourself. There's this understanding of you sort of coming home to you, having a sense of clarity as to who you are and who it is that you want to be. But it doesn't just stop there, because what is also happening is we are going to have Mercury begin to slow down, and next month we'll spend just about the entire month, almost the entire month, in what we call retrograde. So this famous retrograde motion, and Mercury will return to your sign during that time. So Mercury will leave your sign, move into the sign directly after yours, which is Cancer, and then we'll go retrograde next month and return to your sign. And what's also happening this month is that we have Venus moving into the part of the sky that has to do with friendships. And just as we get to the 24th of May, this is also going to be a time right around then that Venus will be speaking in harmony with that Mercury in your sign. And then you fast forward and we get to the very beginning of July. Mercury will return to the exact position it will be on the 24th of May. And this time, or at that time, we're going to have Venus in your sign by then. And I do think that the fact that we've got this sort of dance going, and Mercury and Venus like to sort of dance around each other, but the fact that this dance is going on and the fact that you've got your ruling planet in your sign at the same time does suggest to me that you are coming to understand love differently, what it's going to mean to you, what it is ultimately that you are hoping for in the highest sense of the word, and who it is, and this is really important, who it is that you need to be now in the world, but with yourself. What does that actually mean to be you? And how is that going to help you move towards greater love? And of course, greater wisdom as well. And so when I look at the course of this month, just Venus moving into a part of the sky that has to do with friendship, just on one very literal level, that could be friendly feelings and love come together. Now, this could manifest a couple of different ways. One is you start to sense a greater sense of camaraderie and friendship with the person that you love. Another way that this comes together is, for those of you who are open to love, you begin to have some romantic feelings or begin to learn some lessons around love through a friendship and come to understand yourself better as a result as well. But it really is through a friendship, some romantic feelings being inspired, that you are coming to learn more about yourself in love. And depending on where you take it, just keep in mind, as I said, the thing I opened with was whatever takes place right around the 24th of May, it isn't that that's just it. What seems to be happening is going to represent a continuation of a journey that ultimately is about you. And almost always love is a journey that ultimately comes down to you and your learning and your lessons. But ultimately this journey is about you, that you are going to gain greater clarity and greater insight to once we get you to the beginning of July. So just keep that in mind as you consider what you're going to initiate and what you are not. Those of you in an established bond, as I said, one way that this month is likely to manifest for you has to do with feeling a sense of a greater friendliness towards the one you love. You add to the fact that Mars is going to go direct in the sky, in a part of the sky that has to do with feeling love. It has to do with the joy of love and connection and flirtation even as well. It has to do with that flutter and beginning feelings that draw you to the person initially. And so you can expect sort of a reawakening all around in this where it comes to your current relationship. And it does look like a key conversation that takes place, as I said, right around the 24th. A key conversation does take place. You may think that this is it and you've sort of reached your answer with this person, but just keep in mind, whatever does come up, it needs to be flushed out a little bit more, and there's nothing you can really do to force it. You're just going to have to wait, let some time pass, and let the issue sort of organically manifest and show you what it is that it needs to be as the two of you reach to better and better understandings as you move forward together. Those of you who have somebody sort of in your sphere right now, the most likely way that I see all this manifesting for you has to do with you listening more closely to who this person is, how this person fits in with your circle of friends. And do you actually feel that there's something here that ultimately is going to contribute to something that's possibly meant to manifest into something more further down the road? And the way that you know that is by knowing if you actually feel like you enjoy this person's companionship. Do you enjoy their companionship? Do you feel that sense of excitement as you're getting to know them more and more? Or how is this sort of manifesting for you in that regard? What I also find really interesting about what is transpiring this month for you, where it comes to somebody sort of being in your sphere, is, and a very likely scenario for some of you is that all of a sudden you sort of realize something about your reactions to other people. Like, what is it that inspires you to flirt? Why is it that you've sort of initiated something with this person, and what part of you it was coming from? And I think for some of you, you're going to find that you actually like the answers very much. You actually realize that, you know what, there's actually a really deep connection here, and I do feel that it was a good part of me, if you will, that sort of went on automatic and was drawn to this person. And there's going to be a small percentage of you that kind of surprise yourself to realize that, okay, maybe what I thought I wanted isn't so much what I want, but maybe this person does fit what it is that I think I now want as new information is coming to light as to who this person is. And so be open to that, because there's this sort of learning sphere that you're going through where it comes to what it is that you respond to, how it is that you flirt, and what it is that you're actually getting as a result of initiating that contact and getting that flirtation. That's what Mars, now beginning to go direct in the middle of the month, is meant to highlight for you and meant to help you see. Those of you who are open to love and not necessarily attached to anybody, the likelihood of a friendship actually becoming more is very strong. However, as I said, pace yourself, okay? Because you really are going to have to wait until Venus enters your sign, and especially to the very beginning of July, for the fullness of the alliance to manifest as to what this is actually going to be, why it is that maybe you didn't jump in with this person sooner, why you needed to be their friend first for a little bit longer, as you start to see that person more and more honestly and in a more balanced perspective as well. Next month is an important month for you where it comes to love. You will be having some activity happening in your opposite sign, and that always denotes sort of turning points in love that stand out over the trajectory of the year. And I will be here to talk about it then. But for now, the lessons are just as important. And the lessons right now have to do with you understanding yourself, mainly in the context of love, why it is you've wanted what you've wanted, and what it actually means to be with somebody whose company you enjoy, and how that's going to contribute to your overall understanding of love and allowing yourself to move towards greater love than you've known before. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great month. Be fabulous and enjoy.